report from the Daily Beast indicates that Herschel Walker not only concealed the fact that he had multiple secret children, and he's concealed it from the public, of course, he was also repeatedly lying to his own campaign aides about this very topic. The story is bananas, okay? So Herschel Walker, a Trump-endorsed Senate candidate in the state of Georgia. Just a quick refresher on the backstory, and then we'll get to the new stuff. So last month, the Daily Beast had reported that Herschel Walker actually has a 10-year-old son who he kept secret from the public. The next day, literally the next day, we found out that Herschel Walker also revealed that he had 2 additional kids that he was concealing from the public. A little problematic, especially considering the fact that Herschel Walker loves to make a point about how certain men are deadbeat dads who have abandoned their children. Don't believe me? Let's watch.
I know the fatherless home is a major, major problem. And Herschel Walker, who was born in Wrightsville, Georgia, I took care of a lot of people in my hometown. I took care of a lot of the places around where I grew up. I was being like a father to some of those kids that may have had father. The problem we have is we're going back to this mentality that the father leaves in the black family. He leaves and leaves the boys alone. All these riots and all these things going on, is anyone talked about a solution? Everyone talking about all this stuff. Here's the one solution. I said, guys, we have a lot of NBA, NFL players. We have a lot of NBA players. And they want to help. They're giving millions of dollars to Black Lives Matter. Well, let's not do that. What we need to do is let's say, okay, Herschel, and I blame myself, but I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing. I said, what we need to do is let's go in our neighborhood and let's become fathers of those fatherless child.
Parents getting involved with your child is very, very important. But also adults getting involved with kids, because some kids do not have a parent, a mother or father. So I don't think I want to leave that kid behind.
Except he has left his own kids behind, lied about the existence of his kids, not only to the public during his campaigning, but also to his aides. So now let's get to the new info, the new 411. Roger Sollenberger over at the Daily Beast revealed that Herschel Walker has been hiding his kids from his own campaign. When Herschel Walker's campaign aides approached him this winter to discuss whispers that Walker had a secret child, the Georgia GOP's Senate candidate told his campaign the rumors were false. Walker's aides already knew he was lying. Walker's campaign aides had expected him to lie and had obtained documents in advance of that conversation verifying that Walker did indeed have another child, the Daily Beast learned. So that actually forced him to admit the existence of his 10-year-old son to his campaign. But Walker insisted after that, like, no, that's it, just one 10-year-old that I'm lying about, just one. But no, there were obviously 2 others. When the Daily Beast learned about the existence of the 10-year-old child in June and went to the campaign for comment, campaign manager Scott Paradise prepared a statement. But first, he went to Walker with a question. Be honest, are there any other kids? No, Walker said. The next day, the Daily Beast reached out again, asking about yet another undisclosed child, a 13-year-old. The campaign approached Walker and asked again. This time, he acknowledged the teen was his.
Oops.
God, the account of Walker lying, by the way, to his own campaign about his children comes from a closely connected advisor and was verified by communications that the source turned over to the Daily Beast, which is why they were able to publish this story. I've got way more details, but Cenk, why don't you jump in first?
I don't want to leave any kids behind. I mean, other than my own.
Totally.
So
where are the fathers?
Where are the fathers? So, but we live in a post-truth world for Republicans. So, are they going to care about his massive hypocrisy? No. And at the very end of this piece, where they show all the things and they say, "Oh, the Republican insiders know." Oh my God, this is a disaster, right? But there's no indication that he's lost any Republican voters. He's lost independent voters, and he's now down by 10. So there's that indication that it's not going well. But for Republicans, they're like, if a Democrat did it, we'd call him every name in the book, and we'd probably even make up things about him. But if you do it, we don't care. We don't care. You lied about this issue, and you were wildly hypocritical, yelling at other people about a thing you were doing wrong. Republicans generally like that. They're like, oh, you're a hypocrite? We love it.
They don't care about hypocrisy. But look, I say that in a critical way, and it should be critical, but also the other side of that is the right wing understands power, whereas the Democrats don't. Like the Democrats are like, we play by the rules and you're being a hypocrite. They don't care. You can call them any name you want. They will do anything and everything to accumulate and maintain power. You should try it. Anyway.
So can I just tell you one other thing? I don't know if it's in your notes, but you know what the Republicans are doing now in Georgia? They're accusing his opponent, Reverend Warnock, of not financially taking care of his kids.
It's unbelievable.
And it's not true.
Yeah.
Warnock is getting divorced, which just happens all over the country. It's not a big deal, depends on the situation, right? And
some of their best friends are divorcees.
Yeah, well, certainly for Republicans.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times has Donald Trump gotten divorced? Anyway, that's not the issue. That's no big deal.
Right.
But he's paying child support. Never been an issue. The Republicans take a thing that their candidate is awful on, horrible on, and they just lie and pretend it's the Democrats' problem.
Yep.
That's it. Problem solved. They're amazing.
So look, this is based on people who work closely with Herschel Walker. They're the ones who came and spoke to the Daily Beast. And the overwhelming message from them is Herschel Walker is a massive liar and we don't trust him. Don't believe me? Emails and texts show advisors discussing how they don't trust Walker, both to tell the truth to them and to handle campaign events properly, and harboring concerns that he isn't mentally fit for the job.
Isn't mentally fit. They think he's crazy. Those are the people closest to him. Those are the people trying to get him elected.
That's right.
And they think he's crazy.
Yep.
Meanwhile, the Republican voters are like, oh, crazy. That sounds pretty good.
Here's one advisor who gave a direct quote to the Daily Beast. He's lied so much that we don't know what's true, an advisor said, adding that aides have zero trust in the candidate. 3 people interviewed for this article independently called him a pathological liar.
But see, that's the thing, guys. Why does it happen over and over again? Trump's a pathological liar. We just talked about Ron Johnson earlier in the show. Oh, Marco Rubio earlier in the show. Herschel Walker. They're all gargantuan, unbelievable liars, right? Because the Republican voters don't want the truth. The truth is inconvenient. Oh, we're all equal. Everybody gets to vote, and then we share power. I don't want to share power. Oh, I don't have. They don't have to listen to my religion, and they don't have to follow the rules that I dictate to them to control their lives. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Tell me Pretty Little Lies, right? So the bigger a liar the candidate is, the more likely they are to win the Republican primaries. Herschel Walker won that primary easily, and we already knew about the children before the voting, and the Republican voters are like, then definitely him.
Yeah, I should note, so right now, the incumbent, Raphael Warnock, the Democrat, is leading in the polls 54-44. So that's good news, and it's because, you mentioned the independents, and they're really the ones who are gonna make all the difference in a race like this. So obviously we'll see how this all plays out. But I do wanna just note, Herschel Walker is in fact a pathological liar, not only when it comes to his own children, but he's lied about all sorts of crazy things. He claimed he was a trained FBI agent and worked for law enforcement, neither of which is true. He has told a preposterous series of lies about his academic record.
By the way, so did Trump.
Yeah, forcing his campaign to delete claims from his official bio. He has grossly overstated his business success, also like Trump, which is why Trump probably endorsed him. He has falsely taken credit for founding a veterans support program.
Just like Trump.
Yeah, and most recently he claimed that former President Donald Trump had never said the 2020 election was stolen. Holy moly, wow.
It's just because they can't help themselves. They're mentally unfit. 2 different sources inside his own campaign said they were so worried about his inability to be mentally sound that they're worried about getting him elected, okay? And yet Republican voters are like, yes! Okay, and then final thing on this is it's a little personal because Herschel Walker had one of the most amazing stories in sports history. And overall his story was amazing, but there was one particular part where I was like, huh, I remember thinking this like 30 years ago, maybe it might have been longer. I don't believe that. But I thought, well, everybody says it and it's Herschel Walker and he's this legendary player. I'm sure it's true, but it doesn't seem right. He would always tell the story about how he got his awesome build back in the day by only doing push-ups and sit-ups. He was famous for that, right? And I was like, only push-ups and sit-ups. He's really well defined and a lot of
no leg work, huh?
And no leg work. That's Now that I see who Herschel Walker is, he made that up. Of course he did.
But also, let's just push-ups. You do work out a lot of the upper body situations. You know,
there's nothing wrong with push-ups and sit-ups.
Are great. Sit-ups not great. I hate sit-ups. Don't do sit-ups. Like, let's ban sit-ups. Can we find another way to get abs that doesn't involve sit-ups?
Okay, I don't know. I'm sure Herschel has one.
Yeah, he's a genius.
Yeah, he figured it out. But it's kind of a relief after all these years to know, yes, I was right. He was lying about the push-ups and sit-ups.
I have that song stuck in my mind, but with different lyrics now. You know, the one that goes, too legit to quit. Hey, hey, too legit.
Of course.
Too legit to quit. Hey, hey. Yeah, but like for the right wing, they look at Herschel Walker and they're like, too unfit. Too unfit to quit. Hey, hey.
Too unfit to quit. Oh my God. Or you can go by the way, that was awesome.
Right.
Okay. Number two, you can go to Johnny Cochran's way. Okay. Yeah. If he's mentally unfit, you must quit.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, totally.
So.
What a disaster.
Republicans, you must be so proud. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.